Okay, so today we're looking at adding or subtracting fractions with unlike denominators. Unlike means different. Okay, so adding or subtracting fractions that start off with different denominators. Well, we know that we can't do that. In order to add or subtract denominators, we must find a common D. Okay, so you must find a common D, or common denominator. So let's get a practice problem out. Our practice problem is going to be 2/4 plus 1/3. Okay? And we need to see what that equals to. Well, it's going to be very difficult to add these together because we don't know about those parts. Okay, those parts are different sizes, and so we can't do that. We need to find a common denominator. So the way to do that, to find a common D, we need to use an EFT. To find a common D, we want to use an EFT. All right? So here I'm going to write my 2/4, and then a little bit further down I'll write my 1/3. An EFT is an equivalent fraction table, and this is a way to find your common multiples without having to know your multiplication facts, because many of you are still struggling with that. We're going to have a way for you to be able to find it without struggling. Okay, so with an EFT you're going to skip count until you get to a common denominator. We're going to start with our smallest one so that we can play catch up to the next one. So if we're starting with 3, our next one would be 6, and then 9, and then 12. Well, I'm a 5th grader who knows that there's a 12 if I'm a multiple of 4. 12 is a multiple of 4. So it would be 4, 8, and then 12. That's my common denominator. Once you fill out your denominators, then you can go back and fill in your numerators. So we're skip counting by 1, which is just 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2, 4, 6. We got to skip count by 2 on that one. Okay? So your common denominator is 12, and the fractions that we're going to use now, the fractions that we're going to use now to add will be here. And because they're on the equivalent fraction table, they are equivalent to all the fractions that are in the table. So 6/12 is equivalent or equal to 4/8, and they're all equivalent to 2/4. Okay? On here, 4/12 is equivalent to 3/9, as well as 2/6 and 1/3. All of them are equal to each other. They're just cut into more pieces the further along you go in the EFT. So now we can add them. So my 6/12, my 2/4 will be 6/12. And my 1/3 will be 4/12. My denominator doesn't change. I take it across. And then 6 plus 4 is 10. Okay? I know that these numbers can be broken down using our prime factorization. So let's do that. We have 2 times 5 for 10. And then 12 is going to be 2 times 2 times 3. Well, how do I know that? Here, 4 times 3, and 3 is a prime number, so I'm circling here. And then 4, we can break 4 down to its prime numbers, its parts. So 2 times 2 times 3, which is here. And you guys have another video for that one. Now, everything I do at the top, I can do at the bottom. So I can cross out one at the top and cross out one at the bottom as long as they're the same number. Okay? What number do I have that's the same at the top and the bottom? 2. I have a 2 at the top, so I'll cross it out, and a 2 at the bottom, I'll cross it out. Now, what's left is going to be your reduced or simplified fraction. Okay? So what's left at the top here? 5. So I'm just going to start another line since I didn't leave myself much space. And my fraction bar. And then 2 times 3 is what? 6. So if I had to go up and do this problem again, I would say 2/4 plus 1/3 equals 5/6. And that's what we got here. Okay? So just make sure that anytime that you are adding or subtracting fractions that you have the same what? Denominator. You guys are great. Thank you.